Hi everyone, and welcome to day 29 of the August challenge from Sedentary to Strong. We're almost there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about progressive overload. So you've done almost a month of these kind of strength training videos. Eventually you're going to feel stronger and you're going to have to find ways to make the exercises harder to continue to get stronger. Okay, you can't stay at the same level as an exercise gets easier and expect to get stronger. You have to eventually make it harder. And there's lots of different ways to making an exercise harder. A classic way is adding weights. So if you have been doing these body weights, you add a small weight. If you've been using small weights, eventually you move on to heavier and heavier weights. And that's a big reason that a lot of people end up going to the gym to do their strength workouts. But there are other ways. So if you don't have access to heavier weights, you can make exercises harder. One, by increasing the tempo. So instead of performing a movement like a squat like this, you'd go slowly, 1, 2, 3, and this is going to create more time under tension and therefore work the muscles a little bit harder. Another way to make things harder is to add a pause or an isometric hold. So this would be a normal squat, but then you'd hold it at the bottom before coming back up, okay? And that is another way of making it harder where you don't need any access to materials or heavier weights. So let's play around with that today. Let's just do a little bit of a warm-up first. So the first thing I want you to do is nice and light on your toes. Then you're going to put your right heel in the floor, bend your back knee, and just sweep the floor up to the sky and switch sides. Okay, just getting the hamstrings. Not sure what we did the other day, but my hamstrings are still sore. So we're just going to, nice little warm up here. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Okay, and last one. Okay, from there, grab your right ankle in your right hand, push your hips forward, reach up with your opposite hand, and down and switch, and switch, and switch. Okay, and let's do one more on each side. Perfect. Okay, from there, into a plank position, feet wide, and you're going to lift your hips up and reach and tap your opposite foot. 1, and then back to the plank, other side. 2, let's do this 8 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up, and bouncing on the spot. Okay, so like I said, we'll keep it really simple today. We're going to do a push-up and a squat, okay? And I want you to go at a level that feels challenging. So if the initial option feels easy, you're going to make it slightly harder, okay? So 2 important exercises for full body strength. Let's start with the push-up. Okay, so remember with the push-up, depending on how comfortable you feel with it, you can either do it on your knees or off your knees, okay? So I always like to start on my knees with my hands underneath my shoulders. And then from here, you either, if you're going to do it on your knees, walk your hands forward and lower your hips until you're in a kneeling plank, or you just step your feet back into a full plank. Okay, I'm going to go for the full push-up today, and I only want to do 6 repetitions of each exercise. Okay, so you want these repetitions to be hard enough that you can only just about do 6. So if you could easily do 10, then you're going to try and find ways to make it harder. So what I'm going to do now is, if the 6 push-ups is already quite challenging for you, then just try the 6 push-ups at a normal pace. If you want to make it a little bit harder, I want you to count to 3 on the way down. So 1, 2, 3, and then push up in 1 second. Okay, I'm going to do 6 reps. So into the plank position, on your knees or off your knees. Okay, hands under your chest. Okay, lean forward a bit. Elbows go behind you. 1, 2, 3, up. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. And rest. Okay, bouncing on the spot. So I might normally be able to do 12 push-ups, but by doing that 3-second tempo, 6 was more or less my maximum. So that way I was able to make the exercise harder without any added weight. Okay, so something to think about if you feel like the push-up has become less challenging. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with the squat. Feet shoulder width apart. I'm just going to do 6 reps. So shoulder width apart, toes pointing out. If you struggle with the squat, if it still feels difficult, just go for 6 normal squats. I'm going to put my hands behind my ears to help keep my chest up. And I'm going to push my butt behind me, knees out, and I'm going to go down for 1, 2, 3, up. Okay, 6 reps. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6, and bouncing on the spot. Okay, we're going to do 2 more rounds. If doing it that way with a slow tempo was hard enough and you felt like you couldn't really do many more than 6, then I want you to keep it at that level of difficulty. If you want to make it harder, you can do the exact same thing but add a weight. So you can do the slow tempo holding a weight, and you can add a 2-second pause at the bottom of each movement. So with the push-up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, push. With the squat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. Okay, and this is going to make it quite a bit harder. Okay, so options now to keep it the same, make it a little bit easier by going at a normal pace, or make it even harder by adding weight and or pausing for 2 seconds at the bottom. Okay, let's go back to the push-up. And when I say 6 reps being your maximum, with any exercise, you don't want to get to the point of complete failure. You always want to finish thinking you could have done 1 or 2 more repetitions. That way you're going to maintain good form. Okay, if you get to 6 and it kind of requires you sacrificing a bit of form to get there, I would maybe take off a repetition or go slightly easier. It's called reps in reserve. You always want to leave 1 or 2 reps in reserve so that you do everything with good form. Okay, so into your plank position on your knees. Off your knees, I'm going to try and go for the 3 seconds down and then 2 seconds hold. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And remember, you can always come up on your knees if that's easier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, like this. Okay, there's 2. So again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, try and do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. Okay, that was pretty much my limit there. Okay, so now up, and we're going to do the same thing with a squat. 3 seconds down, 2-second pause, and up with or without the weight. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing out, knees soft, butt behind you, knees out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. I lost count. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And bouncing on your feet. Okay, nice and light on your toes. We're going to do 1 more set. Okay, so hopefully you understand this concept. Always comment or send me a message if you have any other questions. But you want to repeat a level of intensity for a while, you know, up to a month or something, or maybe even longer, until it starts to feel easier. And then you have to think, how am I going to make this harder? And like I said, that can be more weight, it can be a slower tempo, you can add a pause, or you could simply just do more reps and more sets. But that just kind of depends on how much time you have, how good you're feeling. So lots of ways to make these workouts more challenging and continue to get stronger. Okay, and we'll probably look deeper into that in the next challenge. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right. Okay, let's go to the push-up. Okay, get into your plank position. We're going to keep the same level of intensity as that last one. Okay. There are ways to make it harder, but I think for today, let's stick with this one. Okay, so 3 seconds down. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. We're going to try and do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. Really good. Okay, so I only did 18 push-ups there, but I feel more or less like I've done all the push-ups I can do. So that's a good workout in a very short amount of time. Feet shoulder width apart, knees soft, toes pointing out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. Going slowly allows you to look at your form as well. 1, 2, 3, up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 1, up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. And bouncing on the spot. All right, 10 minutes there. You introduced a little bit of progressive overload, so you should have felt like those exercises, each repetition was challenging enough to cause your body to change and get stronger. Okay, well done today. We've got 2 workouts left and then we're on to the next chapter, so let's see what happens. All right, well done. Have a good day and I'll see you tomorrow.